All right. Good morning. Oh, yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Algo, and thank you for joining me on another morning watch list building session. Yes, it's been quite a while, and I apologize. I've had quite a few things come up in the last week that have been absolutely just, I don't know, earth shaking in my world. So I needed to take a break, basically. So, with that being said, I should be back to it beginning next week. What? Having problems with my restream, which is what really which is what takes it from my stream from here and runs it through to Twitter. Hopefully this will work. Anyway, all right. So I'm Algo. Thanks for joining me. Let me get signed into the chat here. I'm going to give it a couple extra minutes because nobody was expecting me to do this. We got some people that want to show up. I haven't been paying that much attention to the markets because I haven't traded it this week. And I'm going to tell everybody this. I practice what I preach. If you're going through anything in your life that is outside of your normal routine, I would really think twice about trading. So with everything that happened with me beginning on Sunday, I just didn't want to, I went into Monday and I didn't want to risk, right? I want to put on any risk. I needed to preserve my capital. I wasn't thinking clearly, and if you're not thinking clearly, you're not going to make, good decisions. So with that being said, I didn't trade. So I paid a little bit of attention to what's been going on. So we can start, but make sure if you have specific questions about things, make sure you get those charts into me quickly, and also what exactly you're thinking, right? If you're like, hey, I'm looking at NVIDIA, and it looks like this is support, and I'm thinking about doing this. Give me some specific questions, and just until we get back more into the routine of things, because you really kind of understand. You got to get the ebb and flow and the nuances of the market. So we're just going to start over a little bit. All right. With that being said, we're going to get into still looking for a news source. I'm a little frustrated about that. I have reached out to this team. I've reached out to this service here saying, yo, what's going on? They're having issues. I should offer to, I'm a developer. Want me to fix it for you? Why not? Right? All right. So today we do have a couple of events. Unemployment rate. Non-farm payroll, earnings, FOMC, Williams, FOMC, no, consumer credit, and then Bullard and Wallard tonight, which is interesting. I can't remember last time we've had two Fed speakers come on that long after the close. Johnny, I want to tell you something, man. Thank you for reaching out to me, man. I really, truly appreciate it. It's been a horrible week. And it's just really nice to see that, y'all are really. That's funny. I'm serious. I can help you with it. Quickly. Give me up, bro. Why not? Let's just do it. Volume, check, rocker, checker, rocker. Let me turn this up a little bit. I had some mic issues yesterday. Let's see if I can get this working. Checker. All right. Yeah. On top of everything, I had some mic issues. Let me see if I can just take care of. Yo, awesome. Input. Oh yeah, dude, that thing is low. Check. Yeah, that's way loud now. Okay. That's really better. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm looking for a new news source. I am going to be studying the market a little bit more closely this weekend. I'm going to be way more heavily involved with FlowTrade. There's been some discussions and some opportunities, and I think I'm going to align myself way more closely with them going forward because of what is going to be going on in the future. The future of FlowTrade is phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal. So if you're not a member yet, you need to get in now. You guys know, reach out to me and I'll tell you why. I'm telling you, if you're looking for opportunities, they're not going to come. If you're looking for opportunities in life, they're not going to come to you. You need to go out and get one. Simple. All right. So what I'm saying is that there's no, I don't have any news, man. Trying to grab stuff. Economists estimate that payrolls expanded by 380,000 in April. Another piece of evidence that the labor market is tight. We may also get a decline in the unemployment rate to about 3 to 5%. The Fed has already acknowledged strength in the labor market. Meanwhile, while more rate hikes from the Fed and the Bank of England in the bag, attention is increasingly focused on the European Central Bank. All right, this morning we heard from the Governing Council, who said interest rates may raise back up above zero by end of the year, and this is not in the U.S., okay? This is the euro. A move that would be in line with current market expectations. Executives speaking to Bloomberg said there are more structural components to the current energy shock. However, despite all the talk about tightening, the central bank will have to wait until July at the earliest before it can move on rates. Okay. But one of the most important things in Russian oil, the EU, which is the European Union, has proposed a revision to its Russian oil sanctions in that ban that would give Hungary and Slovakia an extra year until the end of 2024 to comply, according to people familiar with the matter. The Czech Republic would also be granted an exemption to 2024. The people said Hungary, Slovakia, and Czech Republic are heavily reliant on Russian oil, but they only account for a relatively small portion of the EU's overall import from Moscow. All other member states would phase out their imports by the end of this year, as proposed, with imports to crude halting in 6 months and refined petroleum products in 8 months. What that means, supply and demand, right? We talk about supply and demand zones all the time. If Russia's supply is gone, the demand is going to be higher, right? It's going to drive prices up. So we need to look at oil a little bit more as an opportunity. It's going to be super volatile. Okay, absolutely. Oxy. Johnny, I don't know if you were here when I requested and just kind of said, I've been not paying attention to the markets. So if you want me to look at something, can you kind of tell me like, hey, I'm looking at Oxy and this is what I see. I see like maybe there's some support here and some resistance here, or I want to go long, or do you think we should go, just give me a little bit more what you're thinking so that I can answer the specific question. Okay. Just give me a week or so to get caught back up with the pulse of the market. Okay. All right. Non-farm payroll. The number is due at 8:30 alongside with unemployment rate, hourly average earnings. Canadians' April unemployment data will hit at the same time. Later in the session, we get a consumer credit release for March. It's been a busy session. It's been a busy session for the central bank with speakers Williams, Kashkari, and Bostic featuring. Under Armour Inc. is among the companies with scheduled to report earnings. Okay, so we know that Under Armour and let's see. All right, this is a completely different news source I'm using right here, so I really have to get used to it. To borrow from my most high score report card, bond markets this week told global central bankers that they are still falling short on effort. Sure, policymakers from Sydney to Mumbai, London to Washington, and elsewhere got on it last with the task of raising interest rates to tame inflation, but the spikes higher into yields into and out of those shifts signaled that investors are fearful that this is a case of too little, too late, despite the array of headlines about biggest moves or higher interest rate levels for the decade or more. All right, so they're basically saying that the Fed, the government came in too late. Okay, recently, traders are still scared that there's going to be, the inflation is just going to be trying to do something bigger. Okay. The Treasuries endured a wild ride after after Powell refused to go full hawk by opening the door to another 3/4 point hike moments after announcing the first half-point move since 2000. The initial rally in response to his calm dissolved into an epic rout to take yields to fresh multi-year highs a day later. Bond investors look to be deciding that inflation can only be curbed by recession at this stage, so any talk of soft landing provokes fresh roars from the bears that are dominating the bond landscape. All right, what that means. All right, so y'all understand the term soft landing versus hard landing? Okay, it's an not nautical, it's an aeronautical term, meaning, and it comes from airplanes, where when you're landing an airplane, you've got a soft landing, which passengers like, which means everything's cool, and you've got hard landing. Sorry, y'all. You get hard landings, which are like, the oh crap moments. Okay. So the bond market is like, wait a minute, we don't trust Powell at this point, because we need that hard landing. We just need to bring it down now, and then recover, or we're going to go into a recession. So we need to keep an eye on TLT. Absolutely, TLT is back in play, so we may be a little late on that, but let's keep an eye on TLT. Okay. All right. That's a little late on the rate hike party, and a benchmark rate of 5% could be needed. Wow. All right. Let's see. I think that's about it. All right. I think that's it for now. So let's just keep that in mind. Okay. Also, all right. Let's get into this. I know a lot. I've had. Here's another thing that I really just kind of helped me through this week: the outreach of people reaching out to me, kind of being showing concern and showing support has been overwhelming. I'm so blessed to have y'all in my life. I truly appreciate it. I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna let everybody like tell the story as to what happened, or just know that I've had some life-changing events that have been really hard for me to get to work through this week, and I'm on the fence as to whether or not I want to really speak about it or not, or just kind of let sleeping dogs lie type thing. I had some, I went through some changes, that's for sure. I'm a good person, and my good nature I had a hard time keeping my composure. I'm gonna take ownership of some things. Like I handled my initial reaction to a couple situations was completely out of line. I let my emotions get the best of me, and yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I'll own that. All right, here we go. Look at this. Let's go to the daily. I know that we've left off. It's been a week, so kind of got to get caught back up. All right. Ye old ES. Let's go, baby. All right. Look at that. What do we got going on here? Okay, so all in all, we still could potentially be calling this an inverse head and shoulders. I see a lot of chop, a lot of consolidation. We didn't close below. And when I consider a close of a candle, it has to be at least 50% below the level, and I'll consider it closed below or above it, right? We still haven't really taken out the February 25th low, right? Do we do it today? Or do we start to find a little love coming back? Excuse me. All right, well, I'll say this. We did come down, hit 40.50. Fought our way back up. This 21.50 cross down right here, super important, right? Big drop. We're fighting to come back up. Super choppy. Let's look left. When in doubt, look left. See that we have, there is a supply or demand zone right here, right? That is super heavy. This fire line will keep us afloat. Let's check out the 4 hour. Alrighty, here we go. Excuse me. I'm gonna get rid of these little green lines for now, just because I don't remember exactly what they were and they're distracting me. Nope, not this one. All right, so 4 hour coming off early this week, rally into the Fed, big pop, and then immediate sell off, right? This was yesterday, we immediately sold off. We are technically still is that 3 lines? Sorry, I think, oh my gosh, I gotta get my glasses out. What? All right. So the 21 tried to get back up, tried to pull us back up, but it got yanked down on high volume. Look at the volume on that sucker right there. The volume on that crossover was insane. And then the rest of the fade throughout the rest of yesterday was low volume, right? Very low volume. Look at that. There's hardly any volume. I mean, this is very, very low volume. High volume drop, right? Everybody's panicking, selling, panic selling, and then they come in and start buying a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to keep it up. So 21.50 is crossed down, so technically we're bearish. Put a line in your chart at 41.0175. Make that a red line. That is your fire line. That has kind of kept the market, right, at bay. We bounced right off of it, right? We did get a close on it, touching it, right? So that 41.0775, and then I think I didn't really get the chance to mark up that demand zone. Let me look at it real quick. And then the heavy demand zone goes to 40.55, okay? 40.55. Make that a demand zone. There may be, there may be a little bit this way or the other, but let's just put this on your charts. All right. So this morning, like I said, do we bounce off that level? Well, I think we're super bearish. If we get another low volume day, I think we may continue to melt down to retest previous lows, start trading down into that demand zone. Now we need to get some positive news and some volume coming out, and then we've got Under Armour's earnings be enough to move up the market? I don't think so. They're not a big enough company to do it. So I'm probably going to be with chop, excuse me, chop to risk off today. Yeah, like I said, this. Oh, there it is. Let me just draw it. Demand zone. What happens at a demand zone? if anybody, hopefully everyone understands the concept of supply and demand, right? We are a broker of goods, right? Price is coming, our price, our price is coming down because, right, we need to come back down and demand more of our goods so that we can take it back out to the market and sell it, and then come back and demand more, right? That's supply and demand. A great way to look at everything in life is to read The Richest Man in Babylon and understand what Occam does. He leaves his family and everything, comes back, demands more, and again goes out and creates supply. Okay, anyway, you should reach out. A little concerning, the 50 crossed down below the 30-minute 200, and that is a big deal. And at the angle of descent, this looks to be I can't call that an H-shaped pattern because it's not sloping enough. It is, however, setting up for maybe one of these little moves right here. Until we can get back above the 21, we need to look at downside opportunities. Oops. So, where do we go today? All right. First step, that 4101.75, 4100 key psychological level. It is also our fire line. Below that, we do have a demand zone that runs about 40.55, and we have skyline, snow line as our stair step down. Are we in a down cycle Elliott wave? This could be the one. Let's see. I'm not seeing a clear cycle, but other key levels are 39, 35, 39, 35, 39, 35, 50. That would be the target for today. Taking profit at 4102, 4037, 40 or 4,000, and then right 39.35. That might be a full week's move. Let's see, what did it do yesterday? Hold on. I'm gonna find out the ATR for. I gotta get an ATR on these so that we can actually start talking dollars and cents. ATR on futures. All right, I'll get that added today. All right, moving on to the old NASDAQ. NQ, QQQ, let us go. Hi. All right, what do we got going on here? You notice how this is starting to look more and more like small caps. The wick off, the wick off pattern from small caps from a couple of weeks ago. All right, so snow line is, all right, here's the key level for that. 1285250. 1284675 is the snow line. We've had lows as low as 12706. Okay. Same deal. We melted. High volume. Look at the volume on the NQ. Right? Big, massive volume coming in here, right? Consolidation, chop, chop, chop. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We don't know what's going on. We're definitely trapped between two snow lines, right? The second snow line is at 134850. 1348, excuse me, 1345850. Okay, we can chop between these two levels all day. That's what about a 90-point range. That seems pretty accurate for the NQ. We have the 2150 cross down. I mean, technically, if we're looking at this as any other stock, I'd be like, wow, this is super bearish, right? It's trying to form a head and shoulders, which is nasty. 155 consolidation. Let's see. Let's look left. Yeah, we've got massive cluster down here. All right, we need to pay attention to there is this one. We have a demand zone right? Chia. We have demand zone before our next fire line. Remember what happened with the fire line on the ES? It's been holding us up, right? Is the NQ trying to work its way back down to our fire line? The fire line that I have is at 11.87450. Okay, I've got a fib extension from the previous rally, and I got to draw that the right way this time. So if I go from the high to the low, right? So we rallied up. I drew that wrong again. Huh. Interesting. That's going to be a target. Try that one more time. One more time. There we go. Much better. So from the last pullback, well, let's look at it from a bearish sentiment for a minute. Let's just say we're bearish on the world. Okay. We're rallying to a bearish position, and we pull back to some key resistance, and now we're setting up for the next move down. Okay, the 127 of this last pullback, right, is at 1231450. That's smack dab in the middle of our demand zone. I think that's a pretty good target for today. Right, on the break of 12696. Remember, those snow lines are super important. This fire line is a magnet. This tree line is a magnet. So we're caught in between two magnets, right? So we could chop right here between these two levels of support, or we can choose a direction and move with that direction until we play out, until we played out the move to the magnet. So you've got a tree line, right? 14453.50. Fire line, right, which I mentioned earlier, which is also my 1414 level from my fib, that I love. So if we break down, start getting closes below, oh, I'm on the daily. Okay, so we start getting closes below that 1286, right, that fire line, then I think we hit the 127 demand zone, maybe wick down through, and start resting right here at this sub 12,000. Let me get this done into all these smaller time frames so we can see what's really going on. All right, hurry up. All right. This is how they take all your money, right? They'll melt down, they'll kill all the premium, right? They'll rip up, take out all the stops, and drop it on you. Rip and drop, okay? Those fire line or those snow lines, super important. We've got the 2150 fighting. See how the 50 is reactionary and it's not smooth like it's been. When this is reactionary, that means that there's a lot of manipulation happening. Look at the volume on that move down. Wow, that's crazy. All right. Excuse me. All right, so the chop levels, the chop is real. There is definitely a micro demand zone down here somewhere. I'll grab this sucker here. Right. Let's just set that piece right there. Run it through. Right. Any of these attempts to hit to the 21, right? Unfortunately, until I see what happened when we hit the 21 here, we just chopped, right? We broke above it, big gap up, fade, right? Sold off, chop. Excuse me. Kind of a rounded little bottom here, right? Could be setting up for something. I mean, look at this. This is not a healthy market. We're all over the place. Anyway, attempt to get the 21 above the 50, failure at the 50. The 21 still pulling stuff down. A little bit of rallying to the 21. So initial move to 13.08750, right? I would need a couple closes above the 50-day, right, which is coming in right at around that level too, and then we can easily chop between those two skylines, just like this, right? Still very bearish. Okay. I'm not going to go long until my 21 is back above my 50 and the 50 is sloping up. So until then, I'm going to short any rallies to it. I'm going to look at, this skyline might be my key level. For those of you that have traded the strat before, I think you'll recognize this kind of a deal here, right? I might not be drawing it right. I don't know that much about the strat. I understand that it is very specific with its rules, which is cool. Anything that is structured in a structured system is always the best. I don't know if you consider that a broadening, whatever. Anyway, so where do we go from here? 30-minute, and then we're going to keep moving. See why I want y'all to write those levels on your chart? Because sometimes they disappear. So there looks like there is, I see supply and demand zones all over the place. So demand zone, supply zone here, right? Another supply zone here, previous demand, supply. Okay. We're trying to hit that 50. See how things are shaking up on the 30-minute, right? We're rallying up to the 50-day. We get above it, right? Even if we got above it, the 21 and the 50, the angle is just ruthless, right? So I'm anticipating a rejection of 12.9, 12.902 to 12.915, right? A 50-day rejection. We come back down, and if now this is confusing. Right, I got two, so they're getting across like that. It's crazy, I tell you. They're doing craziness with this market. I fully anticipate a rejection in the 50-day. Move back down. Do we make a higher low or a higher high? Let's figure out what's happening with that in the next hour or so, okay? Where do we open? Do we open on breaking down below the lows, and then we flush, right? Big moves down. Like I said, 1248450, 1248450. My 127 is at 1234, 1231, 1231450, and then below that we've got. I think that's good. I think those are good targets right there. Okay. Contrarian, which would mean I'm bullish. We do have the 30-minute 200 is chilling right at 130875. We going into the weekend, they may want to leave it there. So do we get a dip, panic everybody out, trap a bunch of bears here, and then rip? We still have, like I said, 30-minute 21 is going to be my key going forward. Okay. I know that took a long time, but that's what happens when I take days off. Okay. All right. The YM is starting to, I'm starting to see that wick off pattern pretty prevalent, right? We'll get into it next week. I'll do a little bit more research so I can answer specific questions on it over the weekend. Okay. 200, right? Sorry, Fibs, you were officially gone. You've never really respected them anyway. All right, there we go. All right, so the fire line for the Dow, the dilly-dally daily Dow, right, held us up, right, brought us back up, held us till it figured out what it's doing, drop, yank, back up, chop, 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 chop. We're coming down. So there, okay, so the Dow, we got a snow line that is our downside target support at 32,122, right? Fire line, 33,625, 200-day way up here at 34,809. So we bounced off of it, right? Rallied up from it, and then came back through. We have on the daily, we got that 21 50-day cross down, but the 20 is trying to cross back up. It's really holding stuff up. There's a bunch of sellers right here, right? That's demand zone. We're going to use the snow line and try to get as many in as we can, right? So we're really extended from the 21. We're probably going to rally back up to this 33,632 level. 4 hour, dip, rip, dip. There's a demand zone. Right, chia. I need to show y'all what happened on this. I know y'all can't see it, but the 21 came up, couldn't get above the 50, and now it's flat, right? We are chilling at point of control. 4 hour yesterday's daily point of control. We're chilling there, and so we may get a pop up. I'm gonna wait till we can get above the 50-21, so above 30. Above 33, just remember 33313 for a move up to our fire line at 33,636. Go up and retest the 200-day, 4 hour at 34234. 30-minute chart should be very similar to that. Look how flat that is. All right, so look at the up move on increasing volume, right? That's good. Those are good things to have, right? We are at Wednesday's point of control currently. We have a skyline at basically Tuesday's point of control, right? So rallying to the 50, melt back down. I don't believe we're going to choose a direction today. I think we may just continue to chop between our two skylines, which is 32,692 and the 30-minute 200 at 33,153. So cross down. As soon as we can get that 21 curling back up, start getting closes above it. I'm not going to be bullish until we get above that 33,200 level that I mentioned for a move up to the skyline. Okay. Until then, there's like no real patterns. 30-minute point of control. I don't know if you guys want to screenshot that or not. 30-minute point of control is right at some mogul lines. Sorry. All right, but move up on increasing volume. All right, we're up. We're testing some levels there. All right, next up. All right, quickly screenshot it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on. All right, the red-headed Russell. All right, so a couple of weeks ago I had mentioned, see if I can do this. Yeah, so there we go. So this is a wick off pattern, right? Where lots of chop, 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 and then we finally, get kicked in the butt and get moving. Okay. Notice how the Russell kind of foretold what the rest of the market's going to do. So I'm going to look into that a lot more closely this weekend. All right, the red-headed Russell. All right, to be consistent with I really got to work on this too. Get rid of this stuff. To be consistent with my message of a fire line, tree line being a magnet, again, with the Russell, we're caught between two magnets. We're also caught between two submagnets. The levels for the Russell, my snow lines for the Russell are 1913, 1839. Fire line is at 1715. Tree line 20, 39, 50. Okay. Same old, everywhere, all around the world, same song, right? Little digital underground this morning, same thing, right? We broke that key level of support. The 5200 chose a direction, we faded off, we came down, right? We made a decision at previous low, which is also our skyline or snow line, gave up the ghost on about average, a little above average volume. Failed, right? Failed reversal candle there. Come down, doji up. I'm just going to consider these two candles right here a test of the 21, right? Because if I change this to like a smooth moving average, right? It'll probably be touching. There's definitely zone there. This sucker down here. Just off just by a little bit. There we go. That there and this here. Probably make that a little bit bigger. All right, like I said, I'm gonna get the ATRs up on my chart and I'll make those zones a little bit more clear and easy for everybody to see. All right, 4 hour. Looking at the 4 hour. I see a lot of consolidation, a lot of chop, a lot of let's get some stuff figured out in the world. Micro demand zone up here, draw a line, just make a little micro demand zone. We're just chilling, like we're chilling on these mogul lines, no clear direction, 2150 cross down. We could chop between those two white lines, those snow lines, very easily between those snow lines. Chop, 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 chop. Okay, so 30-minute guide. Let's see what we got going on. Yes, sir. All right. Those are bad ears, and every time I see bad ears, I just get super bearish on things. If I had to choose a long above 18, oh, dang, I was so close. I was so close. 1890. No, 1890. Yeah, let's just say 1890. Above 1890 for a move back up to previous highs, right? That's 1967 level. If we reject this 50-day, like I fully anticipate we will, it's another one of those, well, where do we get stopped at? Well, let's look at our larger term. And if we were to be trend line-ish, right? I should really bring the Celts out for this, right? There's our trend line down, and then let me just grab this sucker here and move it over here. Oh my gosh, look at that. They match right up. Isn't that crazy? Yes, it is. It's manipulation. Look at how quickly they dropped that sucker. Like it's hot. All right. Just moved in here a little bit. All right. 30-minute 50, 30-minute 21. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything long until I start getting some closes above that. And the 21 starts crossing up, 50 starts crossing up. So short, 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 short. Oh, we get some cross up, right? Boop. There's no way we'd caught that move. We would have been alerted, hey, let's get in. Wait, oh no, there's the 200. Till we get above the 200, I'm not doing anything, right? Okay, great. Got above the 200. Oh, we got bull trap, bull trap, bull trap. They dropped it on us. Everybody got out, and then they ripped it, right? They ripped it up, got up here, right? Bear trap and dropped it on them. They are manipulating this. So Russell, not doing anything until we get above the 200. I mean, yes, I'm giving up almost a 20-point move, but I'd rather. Sorry, that line is confusing. Let me get it out of there. Okay. All right. Moving on. Next up on the list is gold. I haven't even looked at gold in a week. It's interesting. You want to try a. You want to check your technical analysis skills? Don't look at the market for a week and then come back. All right. What's up, gold? Excuse me. So with gold, we've got a lot of separation here between our moving averages, right? Which means that they're going to be a little bit more directional in their moves. With the 21 below the 50, if we down and up and down and up, I mean, we are stuck in a massive supply zone. And I have not done it justice Let me just redraw it. Because the truth of the matter is, it's a big one. There we go. All right. Let's get it a little tighter to show where it really is. Thanks, accurate. Okay. Came down, demand zone, quick rally up. Looks like there's probably a little micro supply zone right here. Yeah. Right, Chia at, yeah, I don't know what's going on with, I don't have my lines on this chart, so it's kind of weird. I would say as long as gold maintains its daily trend line support, right, this one here, it's not a trend. Listen, all you purists, I know it's not a trend line because there's not a third point, but it can be one if I say so. I'm gonna get messages on Twitter. It's not a trend line. There's only 2 points. Guarantee it. Guarantee someone's gonna message me in the elegant line. That's not a trend line. Alrighty, and that's okay because I'm not worried about what other people say. Alrighty, 30-minute, 4 hour. Finally got some lines back in to kind of give us a guide. Right, rip, rally. You know, big old bull trap got up into that little demand zone right there. If I needed, betcha if I clone this one, it's the same as that. Got up into that demand zone right there. Hit the 50. Boom, immediately sold out on massive increasing volume. Right, notice the volume down here was increasing as the sell-off. Everybody was getting out. All right, so chop, 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 chop. All right, finally got above the 50. Things were going good, and boom, smacked right down into this level here. There, is that it? But wait a minute. Anyway, those are, I gotta, if I clone this and drag it up here, and that would give me the zones. Okay, so we're right around 21.50. This is just, we don't know what we want to do yet mode. So we start getting some closes above the 50, and the 21 gets above the 50. That's the key. 21 has to be above the 50 for us to go long. The 21 didn't hit here. I would have been like, oh, I don't trust this move. I don't trust this move. We didn't get 2 solid candles. We didn't get any real, all right, anyway, we didn't get any solid, like, hey, this is a decisive candle close above the 50, and the 21 is still below it, right? So until the 21 can get above the 50, and we close above the 50, I'm going to look at, when we break this trend line support, let's look to move down to previous lows, right? 1850 is my downside target. Upside is going to be at the top of the demand zone and the 200, so 1928. So if we have a very, very weak day in the market and bonds are weak again, look for some movement in gold. All right. 30-minute, more of the same story. All right. Up and down and up again. All right, moving on to crude. Crude. Oh, it's a Wu-Tang reversal. Let's go, baby. Yes, there it is. Oh, I've been waiting forever for this on the daily. All right, here we go. So crude. I mean, there's going to be lots of decisions made. Remember, we talked about those sanctions that were going to be imposed earlier on Russia. And nope. I want to keep that one. All right, so Wu-Tang reversal. If you've not been with me before and this is your first time joining the show, we love the Wu-Tang reversal. What it is it's simply a Dow 1, 2, 3, but since it forms a W and we love the Wu-Tang clan, we call it a Wu-Tang reversal. We need a solid close above the 2 point, okay? And let me show you what that looks like. This is the 1, 0. There's 2 schools of thought, right? There's a Dow 1, 2, 3 reversal, which is 0, 1, 2, 3 reversal, right? There is our Wu-Tang pattern reversal where we're like, oh, we have a down move, right? We get a down move, we get a move back up. There's a 2 point. We make a higher low and we come back up and retest the 2 level, right? Wherever that is. It's just 2 level. So as soon as we get closes above this 2 level, right, then we go long. So as soon as we can get a close above the 2 level, we go long for the Wu-Tang pattern reversal, right? See what I mean? Great. All right, let me get rid of these fib levels because they're just a distraction. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. They are a distraction. We have the Wu-Tang pattern reversal setting up here. Let me bring it down to the 4 hour. How am I doing on time? Crap. I'm so late. All right. Depending on where, oh, look at that trend line. Jeez. No, it's not a trend line. Stop yelling at me. I know there's not 3 points. Get that. I'll see that. I'll also see that giant channel of melt up. Right, there it is. All right, so let's look at our 30-minute chart to give us, so that 2 point is critical, right? If we bounce from here, right, and we start moving up, whatever, you get what I'm saying, right? If we hold this and start moving up, we can definitely form a little bit of a wedge here and go long on the breakout above. You know, it would have been the 2 level, but there's definitely, we're right at the top of a demand zone, right? This guy right here. There's a demand zone there as well, so we got to get above the demand zone. So long above, with crude, long above 111.50 on the 30-minute draw. We've got this channel here, right? I mean, we can chop in that channel all day. Play channel top, channel bottom, channel top. Looks like it's hovering around that midline. All right, that's it. Bonds. Oh, I wanted to spend more time on this, but I got to get to you guys' stuff so y'all can get on with your day. Okay, H pattern, big old down, H pattern. Okay, TLT being a snitch, right? This is the 30-year, right? Or this is the bond futures. Okay, chop, chop, chop. We do have, is that a snow line? Yeah, okay, so we've got a tree line 138.23. Snow line way down here at 133.04. These two skylines are going to provide support. So if we start getting closes below 136.18, look for a move to 135.09. Okay, there's a general rule on our channel: the bottom row down, the top row up. That's the way we like to money, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. Okay. I'll show you. All right, look at that. We gave up the ghost, ladies and gentlemen. We broke through our tree line. Next stop I've got, and the fifth completion, my fifth wave is 133 even. If we make a new low on bonds, we break below 136.15. Look for it to just melt down. Wow. Came down, you hit the tree line, you rallied up, couldn't break out, failure, one more last chance at support, you broke down below it, quick flush, we have to look at the downside move, okay? All right, so bonds are down today. I think TLT is going to be, or I think that the ES is going to be up. Now, this is what I'm talking, look at the yield yen. Yield yen is just like, wait a minute, don't forget about me. Remember those couple days where it was rallying? Guess what? Suck at it. Death to the yen. All right, so let's do this. And then I've got to get shifted over, so I'm going to bring it down. Just so for anybody new that's here that doesn't understand what I just said about bottom row down, top row up. Okay, this is what I mean. This is the bottom row, this is the top row, right? We like to see the bottom row, gold, crude, bonds, and the yen down. That means money's flowing into the ES, NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Russell. Okay, so let me get this pulled up here on our famous 5-minute chart. And let's check out Forex Factory and see what we got. While that loads, Forex Factory, we had Average, unemployment rate, sorry, average hourly earnings month per month is at 3%. Expected 5, a miss on that. Non-farm employment change, we had jobs coming, we hit our estimates on that. Unemployment rate is at 3.6%. We hit the previous forecast was lower, right? So that will definitely influence the market. Now, what happened? Absolutely, we came in right in the last 30 minutes. We just, we got above it. Things were looking good. The news hit, right? Those numbers came out, and the market didn't like that. 21 got above the 50, so on our 5-minute, right? Set an alert for whatever your 200-day level is here, and just ignore it until we get back above it. We did hold the bottom. Oh, there it was. Oh, I wish I could spend all day looking at this. Remember I said we've got 2 crossing lines here. What's going to happen? Well, guess what happened? Look, right? We came down. Instead of making a higher low, we made a lower low. So it looks like a bearish move for today. However, 21 is above the 50. As soon as that 21 gets back down below that 50, I think we get a larger move to the downside. All right. The market does not like the news that came out at all. Sector leaders not finding one. The yen is dead. Bonds are dead, and the ES is dead. This is like, we don't know what we want to do. Where are we going to rotate into? Or are we just going to have a risk off today, right? Is gold's 5-minute 200 going to hold right at that demand zone and they shift into gold, or is everybody flocking to crude? Looks like crude's down. Everything's down right now. Okay. All right. What does that mean for us? Well, the gap up of our pre-market's probably gone. We're going to open up kind of flat. And I honestly chop all day. Gold broke its 200, and oh my goodness, look at that. Massive move down. What came out? What happened? We just got something just happened. All right. Well, I guess, the market is open for a lot of people. All right. So there it is, folks. This looks like death on a popsicle. All right. That's it for the futures. Let me get into the flow trade real quick, and I will hurry up and get through these. I am sorry it took so long. I need to do a better job. All right. Do I like anything today specifically? I like NVIDIA above 190. I can be above 190 to 194, 196, and I like an NVIDIA shorts below 184, like AMD long to 97. I think we get a bounce off of this tree line. If we can go long, 97 is the target. If we have to go short, where's my, right? The next downside target I really have is 88 and 82. All right. All right, welcome everybody to Smart Money Dark Pool Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. We use that flow index. I am so pissed that I didn't trade this week because you guys know I trade shop, right? And going into yesterday, I was like, oh, nope, I don't trust this market. I would have bought puts. Oh man. All right, big gap down. Look at that, right? Look at that divergence. Whack-a-doodle. Okay, what are your plays? Good morning, Binky. Good morning, Johnny. Thanks, y'all, for the support. Harold, what's up? Alex, good morning. And it's a Conzi. Did I say it right? Okay. You need a Lotto play for today? Absolutely. We'll figure out one. Okay. Oxy, Spy. You want to check out Oxy, Tesla, Netflix, Spy. Right. If you don't know what my charts are, the purple line is the flow index algo. Blue lines are dark pool block trades. Red lines are regular block trades. The purple is the flow index algo, and green bars are price action. Oxy. I mean, we just looked at crude. Everything's kind of taking a dump right now, right? But from a technical standpoint, I would look for the flow index to bounce here at this level. This is another one of those dual trend lines. I don't like this sideways head and shoulders, but with the news coming out of Europe about the sanctions on Russia, is that 60-50? 60-50? Come on, dude, let it type. There's something at 60-50 that's stopping everything. Maybe the psychological level. Previous highs, 21 day. 4 hour 21 is 60-50, right? So I'm going to call that as a downside move, right? So let's just say that the market rotates out of crude and we start breaking down below. You know, if we do if we're on an hourly 30-minute, this is tough because the move should be daily top, 4 hour top, down to daily mid, 4 hour mid, weekly bottom or weekly test, right? Test 34 and move back up. But with there needing to be a rotation, I would say I'd go short on Oxy on a close below the hourly mid Cutler channel, which is at around 62, 63, down to about 60, 50. There's a key level there, right? Let's just say we have a risk off day and everybody moves out of it, but look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour is strong, right? So look for like a bull flag breakout, long above 63.50. I know it's a big range, but I think that's probably safe today. Okay. All right. Next up on our list, the flow index is pointed down, but the flow index has been super choppy with this, right? Super duper choppy. Upside target would be 64.50. All right. Next up on our list was greater than 64.50. Yeah. Perfect, dude. I didn't even look at that. Good man. Good job, dude. Nice. Killing it. All right, SPY. Going in. Let me do SPY and QQQ real quick. And I'll try to get AMD and Facebook. All right, so going into today, looking at the flow index, the SPY looks super bullish, right? We got that divergence that's coming in right around that 418.72 level, right? 418.75. Had some dark pool and magnets coming in, but based on what's happened overnight, right, that divergence is just going to continue to grow. So what happens when the divergence grows? If the flow index continues to make higher highs and higher lows, I would look for a reversal point to go long. Contrarian, if we reject this level here, right, this is a previous consolidation zone, and it's really hard for me to draw lines on this, so let me see if I can, right? Previously, we hit this and consolidated and then made a move to go up, to diverge from this area here, okay? So if the flow index continues to make higher highs and higher lows, I think it can pull price up with it. It can easily reject here and drop back down, and then we get another one of these kind of days. So just be careful with the SPY. Not seeing any, let's see, dark pool magnet at 428, 426, 424 upside. All right, AMD, Facebook. All right, AMD, I love trading the stock. I'm so mad I didn't even get to trade the earnings, but previous divergences have played out, okay? We have bearish divergence, and it's making that kind of head and shoulder finger pattern. We have a dark bull level at 93.87. We have to start getting closes above it. There's definitely a falling channel that I see, and the flow index is making lower lows and lower highs. So they're selling this, right? Smart money is selling the positions that this rally is eating up. We are in a definite zone, like a chop zone right now, okay? I got time to do a couple more, and then I gotta run. I'll tell you what, it sure does feel good to be back with y'all. I'm seeing a head and shoulders forming on AMD. What I'd like to see is a clear direction, which we do not have. Long above 90. Long above 90.50. Jeez, this thing needs to move so good. Right, basically hourly mid to hourly top, 30-minute mid to 30-minute top, long above 90, right? Short below. I mean, we've got a rising, like, there's a lot of support at this 80, 89, 90 level here, right where we're at. That's a big amount of support, right? It's a weekly Keltner channel bottom. It's a daily or cloud bottom. We break below that. It's a daily bottom and then 4-hour bottom, rising 50. I see a slingshot squeeze getting ready to release, medium hiking pressure. Like that's all we really need. We can chop here for another couple days until the 21 comes down and touches the 50 and forces a decision to be made. Can we get another couple more days of, or 4 hours consolidation out of this into the dividend day? I believe so. So unfortunately, I think we might see early morning flush down, retest support, pop up to at the most like 91. I think they plan it today at 90. Okay. I don't think there's going to be a big directional move on it. All right. Next up was, are you kidding? What's 80? Oh, I was like, what the hell? Thanks, y'all. I was like, but look, they're so close. Remember, I haven't played the market. Last time I really looked at it, they were at the same level, right? But dude, it's the same thing. I'm gonna trade ADM. It's probably got cheaper options. Look at that inverted head and shoulders. I called it. Nailed it. All right, we're at the 21 on the 4-hour. We're at the daily 4-hour mids. Below 13, below 34. We could easily just compress here for today, right? At the end of the day, I still think we land at around 94, long above the 30-minute top and 60-minute mid, 94, 65, long up to 96.53. I'm going to go short on the break of this trend line support that's gone. I mean, we break this trend line support. We have a lot of Keltner challenge support here, right? If we make a new low, right, below 92.17, right, I see it move down to about 91. Below 91, it gets real woody and we start our 4-hour down cycle to 87. Okay? All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So we went 4-hour bottom, 4-hour mid, 4-hour top, 4-hour mid, 4-hour bottom, or 4-hour top. Like we're in a 4-hour cycle based on the TTM. I think we might get a down cycle just depending on if we start breaking some of these key levels. Okay. I love AMD. Anyway. All right. All right. Where we at? All right, folks. I have got to run. Oh, Facebook has got bullish divergence according to the flow index. It made a high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's squeezing and consolidating in there. It's going to do something. Divergence is at, well, it's just trading with price right now. So 218.90, 223 targets. The downside targets would be, previous lows, right? 200. So 200 down and 218 up. We've got to get above, previous highs. We've got to get above there about above 210. That looks a lot like AMD, right? 4-hour cycle for our bottom, for our mid, for our top, for our mid, for our bottom. So like I said, 200 to the downside if we close below pre-market lows. 205 to 202 to 200, right? Right there. I like that. 200 to the downside, long above 210. Above 210, we hit 220. Below 205, we come down to 200. Okay, that's it for Facebook. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dark Algo. I will do a weekend watch list this weekend. Looking at that bounce off that 50-day, right? I mean, they're messing with us right now, right? My trend line was off. Let me get rid of that sucker there and get a real one on. So I think they're all right. That's the key in the sand. There's a line in the sand at 12,707. Okay, so rip to the 50-day 21, right? Do they bull trap us and move us back down? You've got the direction. You've got what I think of it, right? Don't get trapped. Everybody have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Be safe, be green, and have a good one.